Hello, my name is Matthew, and I read The Adventure of the Copper Beeches by Sir Conan Arthur Doyle. This is part of my book club and my read along with Steve Donahue. We're reading murder mysteries in the month of March, and we're reading all of the Sherlock Holmes short stories. And I just read the Adventure of the Copper Beeches, which um, is notable for a few reasons. It's the end of the adventures of Sherlock Holmes. After this, we move on to the memoirs of Sherlock Holmes. So it's 12 short stories so far, and then um, we'll get to see if there's any sort of change in um, tone or perspective or perception uh, when we move on to the memoirs of Sherlock Holmes. And this one has a peculiar uh, element to it where uh, the beginning session, where we have the chemistry between Sherlock and Watson, is very much talking about the stories that we've been reading and the fact that in this world, Watson is writing published stories. And Sherlock is commenting on how Watson might be exaggerating these stories. And so we have not only the idea of an unreliable narrator, but in the world we have the characters bickering about whether or not Watson is an unreliable narrator, and Watson doesn't take that very well. He uh, finds himself Watson finds himself rather cold on the implication that his stories would be anything less than truthful. Holmes is saying, Holmes is the one saying that you're exaggerating. Watson is saying, no, I'm seeing these amazing things happen, and I'm trying to relate uh, just how fantastical and how gifted you are as a detective. And the bickering back and forth is my favorite part of this tale, and just Watson's reaction to it. The story is probably one of the more average mysteries of the week that we've read so far in the adventures of Sherlock Holmes. Um, it's still great reading, still great fun, and the fact that the story is maybe a little bit boring is commented on because Sherlock is talking when he's having this conversation with Watson. He's saying, uh, all of these people are coming in. I'm really interested in the most absurd, the most fantastical, and I've got people coming in here asking about their missing pencils. And he goes, look at this. And it's a letter from a young girl asking whether or not she should accept or continue her job as a tutor, working at a household, being um, a nurse for a young girl. And Sherlock is reading it and just bored. We get a sense that he's gotten so many of these people approaching him with um, things that are really important to them in their own lives. Um, are so easily solvable and not um, to the liking of what Sherlock Holmes deems to be appropriate for his supernatural um, abilities as someone that can figure things out. And then we get this story, and it's strange. Um, there's a mystery to be solved. We have um, a young girl applying various places, various places um, to work, and she gets an application, and she has this interview, and it's a wealthy, well-to-do person. He has his household, but he has very unusual requests. Things like, well, do you have any problem wearing a certain outfit? If we provide you with a blue dress, will you wear the blue dress? And the girl, the young lady says, well, I wouldn't have any problem wearing a blue dress. And this goes on until it's requested, for the job, would you cut off your hair and make it short? Would you have short hair? And this is a young woman that has beautiful, long, chestnut tresses, beautiful, long hair. And it's a bridge too far. And she says, well, that's something that I would not do. And the salary that she would be offered is 3-4 times the amount of any other position that she could find for what she is looking for. And she goes home and thinks about it and decides, I can cut my hair. If that's what they want, if that's what they want, I can do that. And she shows up because she got another letter, and things happen, and mysterious, strange things drive her to seek the advice from Sherlock Holmes, and then we get the story, and we learn about the family, and the mastiff, this horribly treated huge hound, a very large dog that's on the property, and her figuring out the rooms, seeking around, and um, exploring and being caught, and what the whole mystery is. So it's a family. She believed that the wife must have been mad, was delirious and deranged, and the husband was being extremely sensible and caring, but the wife must have been the one that was out of her mind. And it all unfolds. She goes into rooms that she shouldn't be in, and the whole time she's telling Sherlock this story. And there's a resolution, and it's enjoyable. It's not the best. It's not the best story of the bunch. It's not the best mystery. It doesn't have the same heightened levels of excitement or adventure or horror or different aspects in the central tale, but the surrounding structure, the time with Sherlock and Watson, is, especially in the beginning portion, is fantastic. And at this point, we're going to be moving on from The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes, which is 12 short stories, to the memoirs. And I've read all of these. I have only memories of how great they were, but so many of these short stories have been full of so many surprises. I can't wait to move into another movement of the Sherlock Holmes short stories and see um, how they might be a little different. So this one felt like an average um, mystery of the week, a typical pot boiler, but it's still building up. The dynamic between our central characters is so rich and lively and firmly built that uh, even an average mystery of the week kind of story still holds my attention. It's still great fun. Um, so that was the Adventure of the Copper Beeches by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. If you've read it, let me know what you think. I was rather vague in the actual uh, actual story that's told, but even still, um, thank you for watching. Please leave a comment if you would like, and take care. Thank you.